What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a great day. Are you guys excited for the new map in Great One? I think it's going to be pretty sick. I am excited for it. Really hoping they'll reveal some more stuff tomorrow or the day after, or honestly just anytime soon, please. I was enjoying the little sneak peek of something every day. Let's hope they continue with that type of pattern of giving us quite a bit of content to look at. Yo, what's up, Savage Gaming? How you doing? Hope you're doing good. Random bear chilling with our whitetail. Well, that's fun. I guess he just wanted to see what's going on. We're at 530 kills on this grind, by the way, guys. What Great One are you hoping for? Well, I'm hoping for the typical rack. That would be lovely if I could just get that finally. Never got a full typical rack, so that's the goal here. Hopefully it'll show up one of these days. You think it will be mule deer? I think there's a chance for sure. I would prefer elk, but I wouldn't be mad about a muley. Oh, nice, Savage Gaming. Nice. To be honest, I don't even know how many Great Ones Lady has, Mads. I have 109. I don't know what Lady's at. I don't even know what iBuy's at this point. I think he's over 200, though. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, maybe, Liam. Maybe. I'd love for the new Great One to be an elk, but I would take a muley as well. That's kind of my stance on it. I think elk would be phenomenal, but muley would also be phenomenal. So whichever one it is, well, I hope it's one of those at least. It still could be something completely different. Like, what if it's just... What if it's just a stubble quail? It could be. You never know. It could be a stubble quail. I hope not, but you never know, man. Yeah, I'd love for it to be an elk, personally. Oh, nice, NC. Nice, dude. Yeah, those pointers are tough to level up. They take a long time. I'm still leveling mine. I probably won't go for it. At this point, I don't really have a reason to play American Marksman on mobile because, like, Way of the Hunter mobile's a thing now, and it's just a better hunting game. You ready for the next map? Of course, man. I mean, I'm always ready for a new map. Anytime we get a new map, Scarecrow's happy. What's up, FFL? Hope you're doing good. How many whitetail kills so far? 532 for this grind. Holy Liam, that's insane. Triple Great One fallow. Love to see it. Doll Sheep Great One. Ooh, could you imagine Doll Sheep get added and immediately have a Great One? That would actually be kind of crazy. I would not mind that at all. That'd be a cool Great One. How many diamonds do I have? It's on the top of the screen, 5,229. What about a Great One bear? You mean like a grizzly or a brown bear? That'd be cool, but it wouldn't be my favorite option. I wouldn't mind it, but it definitely isn't a top 10 for me. Jerry, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the 21 months as a member. Really appreciate it. Got a new Xbox Series S to play Marvel Rivals. Haven't won a fishing comp and called the Wild Angler for 2 long months. Any tips? To be honest, man, I don't even have tips for the Angler anymore. I haven't played it in so long that I don't even know what people are doing now to win. The second they stopped supporting the game, the second they stopped updating it, I quit playing it. I have not looked into anything Angler since they abandoned the game. Why are you on Leighton instead of Rev on Thule? Because in my personal opinion, it's better than Rev for Whitetail. I've had way better luck here. Out of my approximately 49,596 whitetail kills, at least At least 35,000 of those kills are on Leighton. Probably a little bit more even. Dude, that headshot was nasty. Yo, what's up, Spider? Yeah, RIP the angler. Why did they abandon it? I mean, to be honest, just wasn't making money. You can't support a game if you're not making money off of it. That's the, you know, the thing that a lot of people don't want to admit with gaming is like, if a developer isn't making money off of their game, they can't keep it active. And when they closed down the Angler, they made like a big post talking about it on their website. And essentially, there just wasn't enough players to sustain the game. It didn't have a big enough player base for them to constantly be putting out updates. Because, you know, it costs money to develop games. You got to pay your developers for their time. Obviously, you got to put a lot of money into assets and, like, all that type of stuff. Like, it's not cheap. Most games take millions of dollars minimum to create. So sadly, the Angler just didn't have a good enough player base in order to support the game. I mean, why else do you guys think that the Hunter Call of the Wild puts out DLCs all the time? It's so they can continue developing the game. If they just stopped making paid DLCs, the game would stop getting updates. Or at least the updates would slow down a lot because it would only be the actual revenue from the game sales, not the DLC sales, right? So, unfortunately, with how games are nowadays and how most games like rely on constant updates, you have to charge or else you're just going to be losing money. And at the end of the day, any gaming company is just that. They're a company. Unless you're like a solo dev doing a passion project or something, you know, similar to like The Season. Angler's still the best fishing game of all time. It is a phenomenal fishing game. Too bad it won't get any updates anymore. Very excited for the new Fishing Planet update, though. The new map seems pretty incredible. Also, Project Hunt is getting a new map soon. You guys have seen me do a bunch of stuff on Project Hunt before, and there is a brand new map coming out tomorrow, I believe. It's a Mediterranean map, which is kind of crazy. We're going to be able to hunt in the Mediterranean in Project Hunt. And that update's also going to include a revamp to the fishing system, so it's a little bit better, a little bit more realistic. You still don't reel the fish in or anything, but you at least cast and stuff. So it is an improvement, which is good to see. We'll have to hop on Project Hunt and give it a try. Give that new map a try. Give the fishing system a try before the new update for Call of the Wild. You have any idea how long of early access you will have for the new map? No clue. I would assume probably a week to 10 days like we typically get. Obviously, we don't get to show off content for that amount of time, but usually we have like 7 to 10 days to record and stuff like that, and then like 3 to 5 days to show things off. Hoping they give us a long time to do it, though. All right, so we got to pop these two if we can. Smoked! Love to see it, man. But it'd be great if I could fast travel on my first click instead of screwing up 20 times. What's your thoughts on a Great One Caribou? I think it would be cool. Provided they, like, revamp the normal racks for caribou, I do think a Great One Caribou would be pretty sick. I mean, it would have the biggest antlers in the whole game, probably. What's up, Tyler? It's going good. Hopefully things are going good for you, too. Do great when it's a mule deer or American bison. Either would be kind of cool. Bison's kind of a underrated pick, I think. Not too many people talk about it, but it would be pretty solid. What's up, Raring? How you doing? How much money do you get a run? With Whitetail, I don't really keep track. I don't make much per run with Whitetail. Now, if I was doing bears, I'd be making like close to 100K per hour. However, Whitetail don't give nearly that amount of money. So I probably make maybe 10, 20K an hour. Sometimes lose money if I'm resetting the time a lot. I don't really focus on money gained from Whitetail because they don't give much. Especially using the 300 like I am. Like, see that? 700 cash. Not very much money. Do great ones cost more money? Like, do you get more money for killing a great one? No, you don't. I think it would be cool, though. Imagine if every great one gave you, like, 50K cash in-game. Like, that would be kind of cool. I think that would be an awesome little system. Great one links would be fun. Ugh, I don't know about fun. It would be kind of brutal. Prefer a great one muskox. Muskox would be a cool one to get, provided muskox are added to the game. Do you think we'll get muskox on the new map? I hope so. I really hope so. Any tips for the great one black bear? I've got a full guide on my channel, Plungy. Essentially, like, the top left corner of the map is going to be your most consistent males. So you want all your big boys to be up there, and then you just manage down the rest of the map if you're doing herd management. Yeah, I saw it, Ender. I did. I haven't played it, but I saw that they were doing the little beta thing. It didn't have like enough crazy stuff for me to like hop over to beta, but when it goes live, I'll definitely play it. I'm mainly waiting for the police raids and stuff in Schedule 1. The police raids and like the cartel interactions, that's going to be crazy. Once they push through those updates, I'll probably jump back on Schedule 1 and do some streams on the second channel. No clue, Savage. Didn't know there was any like new positions being filled there. Did not know that. For sure, Ender, for sure. Because, I mean, even with where that game is right now, it's very popular. Schedule 1 is still like one of the biggest games on Steam, and it doesn't even have like the things that could make it insane. Once he updates it to have those, oh my gosh, it's going to explode in popularity. I think it's going to be very similar to Pal World, right? Like, Pal World had an insane player base when it first started. Nowadays, you know, it's not nearly as large, but it still has a very solid player base, you know, 50, 60, 70,000 daily. At least the last time I looked. But every time that game gets an update, you have hundreds of thousands of people playing at the same time. I feel like Schedule 1 could be the same way. Like, every update, boom, it goes from like 50K to like 500K playing or something. It's a good game, Six Shot. I like Pal World a lot. Oh, and also, so guys, I've been having some like crashing issues with Survival Ascended, like Ark Survival Ascended. I remember I talked about it with you guys a little bit the other day. I finally figured out a fix for all the crashes I was having. So apparently, like, the 3 most recent NVIDIA drivers, I get the crash on. But I went to a driver from March, and the driver from March works fine. Like, I'm not crashing in Ark anymore. And what's really odd is, because I was having those crashes, like, before I fixed it, I had reinstalled Ark Survival Evolved, the original Ark, instead of Ascended. And I was getting the same crash on that game, but then I took my GPU out and reseated it, you know, put it back in, reconnected it and all that. And then Survival Evolved was fixed, but Ascended still wasn't. It's so weird, man. It's so weird. Technology is something special sometimes. So now I kind of just gotta wait for a driver update that doesn't crash before I update from this one. But it's only ARK. That's the other thing that's weird. It's only on the ARK games. Every other game, no crashes at all. None at all. I could be streaming Call of the Wild for hours and no crashes, but ARK, it was like 10 minutes of playing, boom, crashed. And it was a very strange error. It gave me like a DirectX related error. If you don't know what that is, it's like related to the GPU and stuff. DirectX drivers, I believe, are required to play like most games. I don't know the exact like fine details, but I know it's related to like the graphics. But the error kept saying that it like couldn't find a specified file or line or whatever. So weird. And me and Draytuck were doing research on it, trying to figure out like how to fix it. And it seems like there's like 20 different ways people have fixed it. Like there's 20 different things that could be causing it, it seems. So it's like, for now, just gotta use an older GPU driver, which isn't too bad. I mean, at least I can play ARK, right? And then once I'm done, once I'm kind of tired of ARK, just update to the newest drivers since everything else is working fine on them. You think the next map is Italy? I don't think so. I don't really think of Italy when I think of a snowy map with beavers. Just keep getting arked, pretty much. How long will the stream be? Approximately 2 hours. Maybe it's a Canadian map. That's my thought, too. I think it's gotta be. The question is, where in Canada? I'm pretty confident it is a Canada map, though. Pretty confident myself. I think British Columbia is probably the one that I would like to see, but it also could be Northwest Territories. It could be Saskatchewan. It could be Alberta. What was the other one that was mentioned? I saw somebody mention another one. That was a phenomenal typo, Jimmy Jam. Top of Nunavut. The thing is, like, a lot of people are saying they doubt it's that because polar bears are like the big thing that would be there, and it's been confirmed that we're not getting polar bears. So I think it's going to be one of the areas where polar bears aren't like a main attraction. Smoke. Manitoba, that's the other one that was mentioned. That's right. Redneck J with the 51 months. Welcome back, dude. 51 months is a long time. Do you think that moose will definitely be on the map? If it is Canada, I would be surprised if there wasn't moose, right? Like, if it is a Canadian map, they gotta have moose. I feel like that's a no-brainer. Blacktail is another thing that I really hope they have. If it is British Columbia, they gotta have blacktail deer and Roosevelt elk. That way, those species can finally have another map where we can find them. That'd be so cool if we finally got another map for the blacktail. And I really hope that since they mentioned there was going to be reworks to animals, please tell me it's blacktail deer and they get a rework. Please. Please tell me reworked blacktail deer. That would make my year, dude. That would absolutely make my entire year. Gotcha, Ender. Okay. True, because they do usually go with music that's kind of like fitting for the area the map is in. Why do you shoot diamond potential whitetail with the 300? Because if it doesn't have the right rack, it can't make diamond. None of these have the right rack. Even if their estimate goes above diamond, certain racks just cannot make diamond. All the ones that we're shooting right here have no chance at diamond because they're the wrong antlers. Like this guy, he's only a 213. That rack can never make it. Where's the last one? There he is. And obviously that guy's not going to make it. But yeah, estimates don't really mean anything unless it's a rack that can make diamond, right? So you'd have to find a level 2 that has the same rack as the small level 3. Or any level 3, obviously. Those are the ones that have a chance at making diamond for whitetail. Nate's whitetail will never happen. True! So we'll definitely get a blacktail great one before Nate gets his whitetail. Poor Nate. We'll definitely get it before Johnny gets a great one fox. Definitely. Will there be any new weapon DLCs or a new weapon with the new map? They didn't mention anything about a weapon DLC, but they said the map will come with a weapon. So we will get one new weapon, it seems. Let's see, what did they say in the post? They said new weapon, new great one, obviously new map. I'm trying to remember what else was in that post. Let me pull it up real quick. I've got the screenshot in here. Okay, so Vivi said the new map will be full size, have multiple biomes, have a new great one, have story missions, have a new map weapon, have several new species, have some remodeled animals, but will not have polar bears, seals, or walruses, and will not have a new trophy lodge coming with the update. Yeah. And then they said there'll be more than one more trailer before release, and there will be early access for content creators. Behind the scenes stuff, that's honestly going to be kind of cool. They haven't shown off too much behind the scenes for new maps before. They did a little bit with Sunder Patton, but that was mainly because tigers. What's going on with the clouds? That's because I was tabbed out. If you're tabbed out of a game, it does all types of wonky stuff, especially if you're in a trophy lodge, because it's no longer like the primary window. I'll show you again. Let's look at the sky. I'll tab out. We'll see if it does it again. It doesn't every time, but sometimes. Didn't that time. How dare you not do it when I say that it does it? Well, didn't work that time. Smoke. Dev Diaries, please. I know. That would be sick. Dev Diaries would be so nice to have, because then we could really see like the ins and outs of like their decision making, how they created everything. That'd be cool. Would love to see that. How early do you think you'll get early access before the release? Typically with a map, it's like 1 to 2 weeks. Like 7 to 10 days would be the average. I think one time we got like 14 or 15 days or something. Really depends. You guys will know the second I get access, though, because they always allow us to tell our communities whenever we start gaining access to it. But yeah, typically we'll have like at least 7 days to record and stuff before, or at least 5 days before to prep things before we're actually able to show it off. And usually the total of like when we can't and when we can show stuff off will equal usually 7 to 14 days. But it's a little bit different every time. Like the last update, we got like, what was it? Like a week to record and only 1 day to show things off, but hoping it's going to be longer this time. Arctic fox would be super sick. Hopefully they do add them. Is it Yellowstone? I mean, I don't really think of snowy mountainous area when I think of Yellowstone. I mean, I guess anything's possible. Does Wyoming get a lot of snow? I don't think it'd be enough to make it a full-on snow map. Hey! No! Get back here, you stinky. Wow. He's dodging bullets. Freaking Neo over here, dude. The people with green names are channel members. Sawdog. You want Wyoming or Montana map so bad? That would be cool. I wouldn't mind Montana. 6 shot with the 22 months. Thank you, dude. Hope you're doing good, sir. You want a Florida map? Yeah, Florida would be sick. Lots of cool opportunities for a nice map in Florida. Let me shoot the iguanas. Ooh, pie. Pie. Slice of pie. Next to a 3. You gotta be joking. That's just cruel. Why couldn't you be the same deer? Come on. Like, what? Piebald next to a diamond. Why couldn't they be the same deer, man? Why couldn't they be the same deer? Well, here goes nothing. How dare you guys disappoint me like that? I really wanted that to be a super rare. I mean, can't complain though. It's 2 crazy trophies side by side. That's cool regardless. Even if it's a little sad that they weren't 1 deer to create a piebald diamond. Boom. It would have been a really nice one, too, if it would have been a super rare. Would have been pretty solid, man. There's our little slice of pie. Tax that bad boy. Not too bad. That's our 3rd rare of the grind. We're actually doing good on rares. 569 kills with 3 rares is good. That's very solid. Ooh, another one. Ah, they're just taunting me at this point. All these giants right when we have a piebald spawn. Why couldn't one of you been him? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. How come you don't taxi diamond whitetail? Because I have almost 1,800 of them. I've got 1,767 diamond whitetail because I use herd management. 271. Not bad, man. Never seem to get rares, and I don't know why. Well, how many kills do you get? Because you need a lot of kills to get rares in most cases. Most rares, it's going to take you minimum a few hundred kills, potentially a couple thousand kills. So, like, you can't just expect rares to pop up super fast. You got to be killing a lot of animals to give yourself better chances. Obviously, it's possible to get them sooner, but it's quite rare. Hence why they're called rares. What do I expect from the new map? I expect it to have beavers and be snowy. That's about all at the moment. I'm trying not to set expectations too high, or else you'll end like the people that, or you'll end up like the people that were super sad about there being no polar bears. Whereas me, I didn't even think of polar bears as a possibility. I typically just wait for everything to get revealed. Is average to get diamonds in 10 to 50 kills? Only if you're herd managing. If you're not herd managing, it's usually 100 plus to get a diamond. If you're herd managing, it could be clear down to 10, could be even less. My rate right now is like a diamond every 15 to 20 kills. I think the new map is the Sahara Desert. Definitely. Definitely. I agree with that one. Definitely. Imagine it is just like a snowy desert. Got him. What's up, Little Mirage? Hope you're doing good. Saw 3 grizzlies in Yellowstone National Park today. Nice, Elite Hunter. That's awesome. Think the new map is on Mars. Isn't Mars cold, from what I've heard? Or or is it hot? Is Mars really cold or really hot? I know it's one or the other. If it's really cold, go on Mars. Snow map on Mars, please. Take notes, EW. Snow map on Mars. Oh, I hit a tree. That's lovely. Trees are great. I love shooting trees. That one was a trophy. Oh. So far, our deer are being pretty reliable. Knock on wood. Oh, that was actually hilarious. I just, like, knocked on my desk and it made me shoot. It, like, moved my mouse enough to where it, like, made it bounce up and it clicked. That's actually hilarious. Sorry, Tent. I put a hole in you. There we go. 239. If I find all my zones first and then try to grind, I mean, that's not what I did. I was shooting deer the whole time that I was discovering zones. It's really up to you. There's no, like, right or wrong way to do it. Some people shoot the deer as they find the zones. Others don't shoot anything until they know where all the zones are. Really depends on who you are, who you ask, you know. I personally don't like waiting. Because my thought process is, like, if it takes me 20 or 30 hours to find every single zone, at that point, I could have shot hundreds, maybe even 1,000 plus whitetail. So I'd rather shoot stuff while I'm finding zones, so I'm progressing towards that great one, you know? That's my personal opinion on it. How much money did you save up till you bought a lot of tents? To be honest, I didn't really save money. I just kind of bought them as I needed them. I didn't really pay attention. I mean, I've got maps on I've got tents on every single map. Pretty much the max capacity on all of them. So it would have been a lot of money, but I didn't like specifically save up to get tents. It's like by the time I needed tents for each map, I already had lots of money from grinding. So I didn't really do a lot of like saving up for it. Because I've been playing the game since it came out. So like once you've already set up for one map, all that money is just kind of like building up until a new map releases, and then you spend money to buy tents and stuff. So there wasn't really a saving up process because I've kind of just bought tents as we got a new map. What's been my favorite great one that I've killed? I would say probably my two-tone typical moose. Gotta be my favorite. Is the map releasing in June? Most likely. That's usually when they release, so I would assume so. Oh, there is a doe there. Dude, I even knocked on wood, man. And now the... I jinxed myself. I even knocked on wood, but it didn't work. I just talked about how consistent they were being today, and now they're not. Come on, man. Where's my respawns? Call the Wild, don't do this to me. Nothing there. Well, main menu it is. Yo, what's up, Cowboy Killer? How you doing? Hope you're doing good. Yes, I will get early access, Matthew. We don't know when, though. Just imagine seeing a piebald and then realizing it's a 10 fabled. Ah, that would be the dream, man. That would be the dream. Well, these guys respawned reliably. Where's the rest of them? Nothing else in that group. What's up, Squirrel? How's it going? Hey. No. Don't run away. Float away, I mean. Not run. Don't float away. Yes, John. If you are playing in multiplayer, you can join any map regardless of whether or not you own it. You just have to have somebody in that lobby that owns the map. What fur types do you think the new species will have? It's hard to say. Probably the typical ones that we're used to seeing and maybe a few new ones. You never know. You think crossplay could happen? I mean, it could happen. I don't think it will happen, though. And if it does, it wouldn't be anytime soon, I don't think. It's a pretty big undertaking to take a non-cross-platform game that's super old and make it cross-platform. So they'd have a lot of work ahead of them if they wanted to do that. To be honest, I don't think that would be a cheater, fishing, farming, hunting. The thing is, like, from what I've been told by people that have modded, is that you cannot mod in a fabled piebald. Like, for some reason, it's just not possible. So it's more likely that they traded, because there is a fabled piebald, a couple of them, that were killed on console. I know for a fact one of them was Xbox. And if somebody just repeatedly traded with someone that had a fabled piebald, then they'd have a bunch that were, like, duplicated, unfortunately. It's a terrible thing that people do. I don't understand it. But that's more likely what you found. I don't think it was a modded Xbox trophy lodge. It was probably somebody, unfortunately, duping. Which isn't any better. It's just as bad. What are you hoping the new great one will be? I'm hoping for an elk or a muley. Either would be sick. Later, Wyatt. Thank you for dropping in, man. We had a couple respawns back here, at least. It wasn't like the normal that we would get. We'd usually have 2 at each zone, but we got 1 at each zone. Not bad, though. Do you think EW will ever add a map with elephant or rhino? It's possible. It would probably be towards the end of the game's life cycle, though, because it'd be almost impossible to one-up that. Yes, I am on a whitetail grind, Squirrel. How long does it take for a dead zone to come back? They usually will not come back to the same spot. You're going to have to find where their zone moved to. In terms of getting rid of the pressure, you just hunt in other areas and eventually the pressure will go away. But if you delete a zone and they haven't come back after a couple of runs, they move to a different area. So now you just got to go find where they went to. Usually it's somewhat close to where you deleted it. Like maybe a couple kilometers or something within like kind of that range. Usually even closer than that. Like, for example, if I were to accidentally delete this zone right here, it would probably respawn, like, it would probably move to somewhere down here. Maybe back to the same area if I'm lucky. And if I'm unlucky, maybe, like, up further, down further. But you get the idea. It's usually going to come back in a general area around there. Have you got every great one whitetail? No, I'm missing the typical rack still somehow. Somehow, 42 great one whitetail, and I don't have a typical rack. It's insane. What's up, Autumn? If you had one great one to wish for, what would it be? If we're talking in-game, typical rack, fabled, piebald, whitetail. If we're talking new great ones, give me a black-tail deer. Give me a black-tail deer. If I could just pick any, black-tail deer would probably be it, because that would most likely entail that they would rework them. It'd be a win-win. Well, they always move around, Dan. So, like, if you dead zone a bunch of drink zones, they're just going to move to new areas. Like, the zones are always there. They just move around if you delete them. But they will always be there. Just in different places, depending on whether or not you delete them or not, you know? Good to see all of our deer are back. What's my highest scoring great one red deer? To be honest, I have no clue. It's somewhere around like 272, 273, I think. Not like massive, but pretty large. What gun am I using? The 300 AR. It's the Arzina 300 Tactical, I believe is the name, or something like that. Yeah, Arzina 300 Mag Tactical. No bucks here. Man. Later, Squirrel. Is it a DLC? It is. It's from the High Caliber Hunting Pack, I believe. High Caliber Weapon Pack. Mo. It's definitely not dropping next week, Blue Blaze. They haven't even done like a full reveal trailer. Early access hasn't even started for creators, so It's at least a week and a half, probably 2 weeks away at the minimum. No, I don't have a red fox great one. I haven't really cared about the fox enough to chase it super consistently. I'm only like 500 males into my fox grind. Really hope it's like 2 weeks minimum. To be honest, me too. Because I'd like for them to do a pretty long hype build-up, right? Because I feel like with a new map release, you need to build up a lot of hype for it to be successful. And if they were to do it for just a week, that wouldn't be enough time to really build it up, I don't think. In my opinion. I think they need to have at least 2 to 3 weeks of build-up, minimum, to get like the maximum excitement level. And also to just like get the information out to a massive amount of people. So yeah, I hope they at least take a couple more weeks to kind of build up hype. Thank you, Birdman. Appreciate that, dude. Think there's going to be beavers? It's pretty much confirmed at this point. They had the sounds of beavers in the trailer, a tree falling. Then they posted a screenshot of a tree that was chewed down and laying on the ground. So it's definitely beavers. That's like 100% at this point. Oh my gosh, another level 1 showed up. Well, little guy, you're not supposed to be here. Which one is new, though? Oh, this guy scores higher. We'll take him first. How did I mess that up? Okay, we saved it. We saved it. I haven't played with Kendall Gray in about a month, Matthew. He's been doing a lot of IRL trips and stuff, so he hasn't really been doing much gaming. Hoping for a tropical map in December. That'd be pretty sick. And you know, we're going to get a chance to see what a tropical map could offer quite soon. Because Project Hunt is adding a Mediterranean map. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't the Mediterranean tropical? I think it is. So that's going to be kind of cool. It'll give us an idea what type of species could be there. Give us an idea of, you know, what it could be if the hunter decided to implement the same thing. Got my first great one today. Let's go, Travis. Is it bad to leave every single level 1 for HM on the Whitetail? I mean, no, it's not bad. The reason that you just saw me shoot a 1 is because it's in my good zone. You don't want 1s in your good zone. Unless it's like one of these herds that has a ton of bucks like this. If it's one of these herds that has like 6 or 7 bucks, you obviously don't want to be shooting every single one of them. But you try to like have all of your exterior zones just stacked up with 1s to the brim. Just completely filled with level 1s. It's always tough to answer that type of question as well, because there is a little bit of wiggle room. Like, everybody can do it a little bit different, kind of like how they prefer to do it. Some people like to leave every single level 1 that shows up, whereas me, like, I try to get level 1s to be in all of my exterior zones, and then my main zones, I want to have 20 or so shootable bucks, like between 15 and 20 that I can shoot. And so if a new one shows up, I got to shoot it to maintain that, like, that number of kills per rotation. But it's a little bit different for everybody, depending on what you're trying to get out of your grind. You have 3 albino lions. To be honest, I can't remember the exact amount. I think it's 4 or 5. If we're counting males and females. What's the best map for the Great One Whitetail deer? My personal opinion, it's Layton Lakes. A lot of people like Rev better, but for me, Layton has been the greatest whitetail map in the game. Some people don't like how brushy it is, though. I've found the brush to be, like, not too big of a deal to work around. I just find Layton a lot easier to set up a grind on for whitetail because you have to search a whole lot less places to find them. Like on Layton, it's only half the map that can have whitetail, whereas Rev, I think 4/5 of the map can have whitetail. It's only the like south coast that can't. Maybe it's 3/4. I think 3/4 have whitetail and 1/4 doesn't. But either way, there's a lot more water to search on Rev. And so it can just take longer to get things managed down than Layton. At least in my experience. Nothing there. That zone's been weird, man. I haven't had bucks there in forever that I can shoot. What up, Johnny? Still in pain. Yeah, it sounds about right. R.I.P. that fox grind, eh? We were making bets on whether or not a Great One Blacktail will release before you and Nate get your Great Ones. I think it's possible. I think it's possible. Yes, and that too. Johnny had a level 9 snow leopard score 0.01 below diamond. So that's sad. That's brutal. What up, Chaz? How you doing? How you been? Yes, I've got a few Great One pheasants. I think we have like 7 of them, if I'm not mistaken. 7 or 8. Honestly, at some point, you guys could even vote on another Great One for us to hunt for today, because I don't know if I'll be able to whitetail the whole time. They're being kind of inconsistent. They're being all weird, man. Okay, let's see. What happened to Brobra? Having a kid and life. Ever since he had his kid, he's kind of just been, you know, not online as much. All right, the poll is, should we switch hunts? Pheasant or nah? What's up, ARL? No clue, Jackson. No clue. The like map hype has kind of thrown me off on some of the different series that we've been doing. Well, it's looking like you guys are primarily saying to switch off of whitetail. Just change up the title real quick. There we go. Fallow? I'm not feeling fallow right now. Not in the fallow mood. So you guys know what time it is. Pick up all of our fox tents and set them up for pheasant, which I am honestly fine with because I haven't really been having too much fun with foxes anyway. So let me just take a screenshot so I know my exact tent placements. Okay. We have screenshotted everything, so now I can go remove all the tents and start placing them back where our pheasant zones were. I think I remember all the pheasant zones. I don't think I even need to look at my, what's it called? I don't think I even need to look at where I've got them on the screenshot for when I had my setup still. Pretty sure I know all of them and where they are. Thanks, Outfield. Appreciate that, dude. And you know, the thing is, we don't even need to recover every single tent. Like, some of them we can just leave. In fact, this might be one that we leave now that I think of it. Because this is like an area where we could still hunt foxes, even with our pheasant setup down. Because we need a pheasant setup for around here, I believe. Oh, it's right here. Pheasant zone there. We've got a pheasant zone right there, I believe. We were doing the 8 to 11 time, right? Yeah, it was 8 to 11. Okay, so that's our zone, I think. Eric, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. What's the animal you want on the new map? Well, I mean, we're already getting beavers, which is one that I really wanted, so I'm pretty happy with what we've seen so far. Gotta be that zone right there. Oh yeah, it's really good purple star farming. The last 2 years have actually had some of the best maps and just updates in general get released. So I'd say, yeah, it's still a very good game. We've seen some incredible updates recently here. I think that's the right spot, right? Looks like it. What do you hope the next great one is? I want it to be an elk or a muley. At least of the ones that I feel are likely. My number one pick probably would be a blacktail. I've always wanted a blacktail, but I feel like they need to be on another map and also need a rework before they do that, so I don't see that happening anytime soon, but you know, maybe I should get my pheasant map up just to make sure I'm putting them in the right spot. Let me just pop the map over on my other monitor. Oh, and thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing good. So it looks like, yeah, we are right on top of the zone. It's right to 11, right? Or are we... Johnny, do you remember if I did the 8 to 11 time or the 4 to 8 time? It was 8 to 11. Okay, so 8 to 11 for sure, which means it is this zone over here. And I think we had our tent right here. Yeah, it was definitely right here. I believe so, at least. Oh, hey. Well, there they are. Hi, little guys. It actually might have been right here. I might have had it right there. Yeah, the map, I have it kind of marked as like right there. Yeah, here we are. This is the area, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this looks more familiar. This is the spot, I think. And I think I had it a little bit further up so that I could see the pheasants that were slightly over the hill a little bit better. Oh, we'll go with this for now. If it's not perfect, we can change it later. And the other one was right down here, I believe. Yep, this is their zone. Now we just got to go pick up these. I'll keep the tripod there to kind of mark where we're supposed to set up our, what's it called? Box grind when we're resetting it up. All right, go grab this one too. What's up, homie? How's it going? We'll need the blind as well. Let's see, just to triple check the time. Yeah, 8 to 11. Okay, it was definitely 8 to 11. Because that's the zone we used. Yeah, definitely 8 to 11. Because this is another zone right here that we use, and it's only 8 to 11. So it had to be 8 to 11 that we were using. We don't know, KW. No clue yet. We know it's going to happen, we just don't know when. And there's this zone down here. That's a pretty easy one to hunt. That's a good zone. What's up, Eagles fan? How many weeks would you say until the new map? I'm guessing 3 to 4 weeks. I'd say that's a pretty fair guess, yeah. 3 to 4 is probably pretty accurate. Because it's usually like mid-June, maybe sometimes like a little bit later. Didn't we have the tent kind of like up here before? Yeah, this looks pretty familiar. We might even be a little bit further over. But that's actually probably better. That's probably better, to be honest. I've got a guide on my channel, Connor. If you go to the Herd Management Guides playlist, you'll find every guide that I've done. Some of them are quite old, so there's a couple things that may be out of date, but overall they should be relatively accurate. For the most part. Okay, so these are the only 2 zones we had to set up over here. Now we just got to pick up some more tents, bring them over to other zones. Where are the tar on Tiawaroa? They're in the mountains, like the really high mountains. You think 24th, Johnny? I'd say that's around probably when I would expect it. Either that or a week earlier. I'd say that's a pretty safe bet. No, we didn't get the Great One Fox. We're just moving over to pheasants because I got the itch for pheasants after somebody mentioned it in chat. And I kind of haven't really been having too much fun with foxes anyway. They're just not my cup of tea, man. They're just not my cup of tea at all. Foxes are just too slow. They don't have antlers. Like, the grind takes forever. It's hard to herd manage them. So you barely see any trophies, and foxes are just not super interesting to me. They have some cool fur types that I'd love to get, but I don't love them enough to go through the pain of a fox grind. I keep trying the fox grind. I've gone back to it like 2 or 3 times and can't do it, man. Just don't enjoy it. And to be honest, it's one of my least favorite great ones in terms of like the way it looks. So I'm not too worried about it. This is a little bit closer. We'll go to this one first. Yeah, true, Johnny. I'd say 17th and 24th are probably the most likely. I couldn't see it being the 10th. I feel like that's just not enough time for them to hype it up as much as they would need to, right? Who knows, though? Maybe it will be the 10th. Can you try to make your 110th great one a fallow? I'm kind of just going to let it be whatever it happens to be. I don't really try to force a specific species to be like a certain number for my great one. The only time I've ever done that was for great one 100. I tried to make it a whitetail. But for like 110, it's just going to kind of... Gosh, I can't speak. It's going to kind of be whatever it ends up being. Whether that's a pheasant or a whitetail or a fallow or a black bear or whatever it may end up being. What's up, Garrett? How you doing? Squawk, squawk. Hush, little goose. Don't say a word, or else I'm gonna shoot you because you're a bird. Bars. Bars! Absolute bars, chat. What's up, local rail? I already answered you, Colton. I'm not going to say it again. I already answered you a while ago. Another one set up. Love to see it. Let's ATV over to this one. Got a question. How rare would a Mela typical whitetail ultra rare be? Well, we don't even know if Mela is possible for them. Because according to the official The Hunter Discord, there's a pinned message in the Great Ones chat that only lists Fabled Piebald as a possible ultra rare for whitetail. Even though there has been a albino killed at one point, a lot of people suspect it could have been a bug that was going on with that update. Because that update had a lot of weird fur type bugs going on. And so a lot of people nowadays suspect that that could have been like something that wasn't intended. So I would say it's probably not even possible for a Mela, a whitetail great one to get Mela. I don't think it's possible. Luke, thank you for the thank you for the membership. 41 months as a member. What is the new great one species? Haven't been keeping up with recent news. We don't know yet. All we know is there will be a new great one. And supposedly it's going to be a species that will be on the new map, based on the post that VV put in Discord. But we don't know what it's going to be yet. A lot of people suspecting elk or muley, which I think is very likely. For sure. Definitely a big possibility. Nice. Okay, so we're getting there, man. We're almost set up on A lot of the zones, at least. Now to this one. Oh yeah, mule deer great one would be amazing. I really hope that's what it is. But I do think I'd like an elk a little bit more. But I'd be super happy with either. Like, both would be so cool. I'm doing good, homie. I'm doing good. Oh, there's the ATV. I forgot it puts it way down here for some of these. For those that are just joining in the stream, we're resetting up our pheasant grind. I got the pheasant itch after it was mentioned in chat a couple times. So now I want to reset up for pheasant, take down the fox grind. So that's what we're doing. They're running away! What's up, little guy? Don't worry, I won't shoot you yet. I will in good time, don't you worry. Hey. Also, what the heck was that? I didn't even know I had the 12 gauge equipped. Wait, do I? I don't. Oh, it's that bug where your previous loadout that was equipped is mixing with your current one. That's been a bug for a while. Surprised it's not been fixed yet. I won't shoot you yet, Scarecrow 2025. Hey, I can't lie to a poor little pheasant. Gotta tell him the truth. That his time will come. It's just not now. Okay, we need to move over more. I don't want to be so close to that zone that we spooked them with the gunshots from this zone. We'll kind of try to get it exactly where I had it before. Which I think was about here. Yeah, this looks familiar. This looks really familiar. Those two are set up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zones have been set up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. Okay. 6 more zones to set up for. This is exactly why I originally didn't want to start shooting fox on this map. I knew it would take forever to reset up for pheasant. Oh, man. We're still missing a couple plumages, too. We're missing the obsidian. And we're missing, what's it called? The pearl. We're missing the pearl and the obsidian. Where's... Oh, here it is. I'm gonna say, where are you? Colton, I already answered you earlier. I told you I'm not gonna say it again. If you want to know, look up a guide on YouTube. There's tons of them. It's gonna give you a better visual representation anyway. Much easier than me just telling you, oh, it's approximately this area, and then you have to try to figure out exactly where I'm saying, you know? I just look up a guide, man. If you want to know it bad enough to spam it in my chat 20 plus times, then you're probably better off just looking up a guide. Because I already tried to answer you, and you kept on spamming. All right, so let's see. Yeah, we can get up there pretty easily. The problem is when I go straight right here, yeah. So I might need to change the angle of this. Jammin' and Dixie, thank you for the 11 months. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing amazing. Let's see. That's much better. I like that more. I definitely like that more, man. Will you have early access to the new map? Yes, I will, Matthew. Would you ever do an ultra rare grind? How would you react if you got one? I mean, every whitetail grind I do is an ultra rare grind. I'm not going to do a grind that's specifically targeting the ultra rare. That would just be setting myself up for disappointment because the odds are so low that you'd ever get it. I grind like whitetail for other things, and if I get an ultra rare along the way, then that would be great. I've been hunting IRL. Not for a while, but I went hunting like 7 or 8 times when I was a kid. Never really had much luck, though. I don't remember exactly where I had it placed over here. It was somewhere in this area, though. Just pop a tent down, and if we need to, we'll adjust it later. So that leaves us with 4 zones that I need to set up for still. I believe this is one of them right there. No, I wouldn't play American Marksman again unless they add something drastic like non-typicals or something. Just because, in my opinion, if I'm going to play a mobile hunting game, I'd rather play Way of the Hunter mobile. American Marksman kind of disappointed me because, like, there were so many promises by the developers that it was going to get, like, lots of updates and stuff, and the game ended up, like, going months and months and months without a single update. And then when they finally updated it, I think it was just something like adding bows or something like that. I don't know. I just haven't really been too excited about American Marksman. The bows are OP. Yeah, I could imagine, but I'd rather have non-typicals than bows and stuff like that, you know? I don't like mobile games enough to play it unless there's, like, a crazy update. Bye, ma'am. This zone should be pretty easy to remember where we were set up. It was like approximately around here. Ah, yes, this is very familiar. Walking out. I take a shot. Oh, gosh! The poor female! She got right in our scope! Get down, Mr. Pheasant! That moment happened right here. Right here was the Mr. Pheasant incident. And we got a zone down there. What's a typical and non-typical? Typicals are like the very normal looking racks, like what you would expect a whitetail to look like. A non-typical would be one that's got like drop tines, stickers, some type of abnormality that you don't typically see in antlers, you know? Well, hello there, little guy. Little raccoon dog. It's a level 3 female. Yeah, exactly. Great one, whitetail. All of those are non-typical racks. Whereas like a diamond whitetail, that's a typical rack. And pretty much any other whitetail racks you would see in Call of the Wild. We're almost there, chat. We're almost set up. It's took us about 25 minutes so far. We got this, though, I believe. We got this. Oh, bye, ma'am. Bye, other ma'ams. And sir, I see you over there, dude. No, we're not going to switch to fallow. I already said I'm not hunting fallow today. Not in a fallow mood. I got to be feeling it to do the hunt, you know? And I'm feeling pheasants today. Pause. That sounds terrible. You know what I mean? I feel like hunting some pheasants. What's the easiest great one to get? So from what I've seen, it's usually fallow deer. Another one that's relatively easy, though, is the pheasant. Like, especially if you're hunting Salzwiesen Park. On Salzwiesen Park, it's like super, super easy. This is our zone, right? Yeah. That's the one. I think that's the right one. Well, let's hope it's the right one. Otherwise, I'll have to go searching around to figure out which zone it was I was using there. Because there's like 3 of them side by side. And I don't know how accurate my marker was on the map when I did that screenshot. Hello tomorrow? I don't know. We'll see. I probably won't be streaming tomorrow, so I don't usually stream on Monday. Tuesday would be likely the next stream. Yeah, fox is definitely the hardest great one to get by a long shot. I would say the second toughest. To be honest, I don't even know what the second toughest would be anymore. Because there's, you know, methods to getting black bear to be pretty easy to obtain if you herd manage them and just hunt the top left. Like, bears are pretty easy nowadays. Tar are honestly not terrible with Tiawaroa. Like, they became a lot easier when they were added to Tiawaroa. Although I would consider tar to probably be the second toughest still. Because, like, they are still very difficult because there's no drink zones. Yeah, I would definitely say fox is the toughest, tar is the second toughest. And this is going to shock you guys, but I would say the third hardest great one to get in the game is red deer. Now, the thing is, it depends on how you look at, like, difficulty. Like, what's the toughest great one can be... Depends on how you're looking at it. Is that, like, how many kills does it take? Is that, like, how easy they are to hunt? I have seen the most consistent 2,000 to 4,000 kill grinds with red deer. So I feel like they are the third toughest. Because, like, pheasants are super easy on Salzwiesen Park. Whitetail, I mean, they're, on average, one of the easier ones to get relatively quick, and it's pretty easy to herd manage them. Fallow deer, I mean, they're ultra easy. Moose, they actually might be the third toughest, now that I think of it. They might be right a little bit tougher than red deer, because the thing is, when you herd manage moose, you pop great ones quite often. But it can take a while to herd manage them. And it can also be... They can be a little bit more unpredictable for grind length, it feels. Yeah, I would probably say it goes from toughest to easiest. I would say toughest is fox. More structures not allowed. Okay, I gotta go grab one. Where are the extra ones? Gonna have to grab one of these, I think. We'll go with this one. But anyway. From toughest to easiest great ones to hunt. Toughest is fox, then tar, then moose, then red deer. Then I would say whitetail deer. Then black bear. Actually, no, black bear, then whitetail deer. Then pheasant, then fallow. Fallow being the easiest. Let's hope I did my math right and didn't say like an extra one or doubled up the name or something. I think that was right. I think I said each of them one time. You think Great One Fox is harder to get than a super rare? No. I mean, nothing's going to be harder than a super rare aside from an ultra rare. So no, it's definitely not tougher than a super rare. It's definitely the toughest great one to get, though. An ultra rare is a great one with a rare fur type, Smalley. There's only a couple species that can do it. One of those being whitetail and the other being tar. Nobody has ever killed an ultra rare tar, though. And there's been less than 10 ultra rare whitetail killed. Oh, yeah, it's possible. It's just incredibly rare. Like, I think we did the math, and it's like a 1 in 2 million chance to get a ultra rare whitetail. So, like, virtually nobody will ever see it in their entire lives. The chances are incredibly small. But it is possible. Just very unlikely. It's finally time, guys. We're done setting up, which means I can close the little map. It's officially time to shoot some pheasants for the last, like, 30 to 40 minutes of the stream. Let's do it. Fez grind. There we go. Get a little time reset action. Then we're going to main menu because we spooked them all off when we were setting up. You know someone who got some? I don't know the people, like, personally that have got ultra rares, but I've seen screenshots from a few people, and I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube that seem like they were probably legitimate. Especially like the most, I think the 2 most recent ones that were on YouTube and in Discord were definitely legitimate, because as far as we know, you can't mod in a fabled piebald whitetail. For some reason, from people that I've talked to that have done, like, modding stuff, it seems like it's impossible to mod in a fabled piebald, which is honestly amazing. Love to see that. Love to see something that can't be cheated. Little guy, come back. Got him? Kind of. I can see that I need to move this tent a little. A little bit farther away than what I originally had it, I think. Got that guy, though. Yeah, I think this is better right here. This seems a little more accurate. This is why I was telling you guys, I'm going to have to adjust some of these now that we've set them up, because if they're not perfect, I won't be within range when I spawn here. You have a piebald alligator? I've got a few of them, yeah. They're pretty cool. I really like the piebald gators. I'm not live on Twitch just because I didn't feel like it today, Thomas. I didn't want to read 2 chats at once. There's just some days where I'm not in the mood to multi-stream. What's the best way to grind pheasants? Exactly what we're doing right now. Just put the tents directly on top of the flock zones and shoot the males as they fly away. This guy was a 2 to 3. This was actually a pretty big boy here. Oh, it's a diamond level 2. Oh my gosh. We just killed a diamond level 2 blindly. What a start to the day. The first pheasant we kill is a diamond. You gotta be joking. I blindly killed a level 2 diamond. That's crazy. This is only my 3rd level 2 diamond, I think. I think this is only like my 3rd level 2 diamond out of 4,300 pheasant kills. Wow. Oh my gosh, guys. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. Holy crap. Well, that was pretty cool. I'm going to tax it just because that was a really cool moment. Even though we've got a lot of diamond pheasants already, this one's special because it was a diamond level 2, which are pretty rare. And we killed it without even knowing it was a diamond. Let's go. Just blindly shot that thing. YouTube short incoming? For sure, Cheetah. Rarer than a great one. You know, that's actually kind of wild to think about. We've had 7 great one pheasants and only like 3 or 4 level 2 diamond pheasants. That actually is a pretty crazy little statistic to think about. You've had a 3 troll? I have had a 3 troll too, Johnny. I think I've had 1 3 troll. Pretty sure I've only had 1 troll pheasant this whole time, though. They seem incredibly rare. Oh, there was definitely a second male. That was a lot of pheasants left. I'm pretty sure there was a second male there. That was pretty cool, man. That was such a cool little moment. And if we would have stayed with Whitetail, we wouldn't have had that fun moment there. Thank you, Hayden. Appreciate that. How did you survive the first hit, bro? No way. He survived the first hit. That's insane. That's actually so crazy that he survived that hit. Oh, really, Colton? Rip. You hate to see it. Come on. Finally hit him. 20 years later, guys, Scarecrow finally hit a shot. We thought the world would never see it, but it happened. We learned how to aim. 20 million attempts later. Yeah, 22,250 kind of OP for sniping pheasants out of the air. It's pretty great. It's got like no bullet drop. It's just a flat shooting monster. How did I do what with my scope, Hayden? Come on, Hunter. Show me the way. Show me the birdie. I figured that could have been blood over there. Yeah, true, Johnny. It is. It definitely is. Very good rifle. What's the easiest great one to grind? Probably the fallow deer. Definitely fallow deer. I'd say pheasants are the second easiest, though. What map am I playing right now? This is Salsvisen Park. How many kills? 253 on this grind. There he is. You have to herd manage pheasants? I mean, you don't ever have to herd manage anything in particular. You herd manage whatever you want to. Obviously, like, as far as we can tell, the more herd managed you are, the better chances of short grinds. So if all you care about is trying to get as many great ones as you can, you may want to herd manage, but it's not a requirement ever. Got him. Honestly, you know what I'm thinking about doing with this zone? I'm kind of thinking of setting up a tent way over there and just sniping them, because I feel like they're so unpredictable in this zone. Sometimes they're over here. Other times they're 100 meters that way. Like, it's a very inconsistent zone in terms of where they're going to be sitting. I may just put a tent right over there and snipe them from a distance. Yo, what's up, Jenna? How you doing? These geese sure are noisy today. What do you think or hope the new Great One will be, and what place in the world do you think the new map will be? I think it's going to be a Canadian map, and I'm really hoping the Great One will be either an elk or a mule deer. That's like what I think it's going to be. Now, if it is a British Columbia map like I want, I kind of hope for a blacktail Great One because I really want them to get a rework. And I think a Great One for them would just be so freaking sick. So many cool options they could go with for a Great One blacktail. Okay. I assume it was just one. Nice, Jen. I'm doing good. Just super excited for the new map release. I really hope it's going to be soon. Because a lot of the hints have got me really, like, super hyped up. Are there going to be beavers on the new map? Yes, that's the only thing we know of right now that's pretty much confirmed is that beavers will be there. Oh, gosh. And the only reason that's pretty much a surefire thing is because of the teasers they've done. They pretty much just nail it on the head. We heard, like, munching noises, and then a tree fell in the little trailer they released. And then they posted a picture of a tree that had been chewed down by a beaver. So I'd say that's the only thing that's pretty much 100% confirmed, is that we'll get beavers. Yes, beaver revenge! We will kill every single beaver that we see. You can mark my word. Doesn't matter. Not going to herd manage them. I'm just going to slaughter every beaver I see. Every single beaver is going to get a bullet. You get a bullet, and you get a bullet, and you get a bullet. Oh. Went to the wrong thing. Yeah, exactly, Johnny. That too. Well, I screwed up. I wasn't supposed to jump out of the blind. I was just trying to jump on the edge so I could get a better view of the ones that were flying away. This zone was always a tough one to get the right placement for. I must not have it correct. Because this doesn't feel right. This seems more like it. Yeah, this seems more like it, man. Oh, yeah, much better. But only time will tell. This one took me so long to get it right last time. What's up, Luke? Yeah, we've been going for a little while now. Wanted to get a Sunday stream in since we try to always stream on Sundays. No pheasants? What's going on here, man? Oh, 11, that's why. That explains it. Jeez, Jimmy, hopefully you get that great one. Hopefully it shows up soon. What's up, Gavin? How's it going? Well, as for with any species, man, like, you don't have to find every zone for stuff like fallow and stuff. It's only if you're herd managing that you need to find everything. And that's just because you want to be able to keep track of where all of them go. And if you're herd managing, man, you got to manage down a lot of the extra zones, right? So you got to know where everything is. Whereas with a grind that you're not herd managing, you can just hunt the zones you want to. So it really comes down to like whether or not you're going to herd manage or not. If you're herd managing pheasants, yes, you're going to need to find every zone. You're going to need to manage down the solos, which are constantly moving every time you kill them. Boom. Second time's the charm for that no-scope, I guess. Not too bad. That was about 10 pheasants that run, I think. Maybe a little bit more. 1 diamond off of it. Love to see it. Do a quick little reset. What's your favorite great one you've killed? My two-tone typical rack moose, I would say, is probably my number 1. With number 2 being the big rack two-tone moose. Sorry, buddy. Sucks to suck, little guy. Nothing over there, I don't think. Okay, so that means time reset to get them to show up. Are you joking? Is this some type of sick joke? I can't hit it. What is this? Was it being blocked? Was the tree blocking it? There's no way that little bush was blocking all those shots. There's no way. I feel like I've shot through that bush a million times. Yeah, take that. My gosh. That was crazy. The amount of shots that just missed that seemed like they were fine. I tried aiming high, I tried aiming low, I tried aiming dead on, and nothing worked. It must have been that bush. I must have been hitting one of those tiny little twigs. I've got a full guide for that, capybara. I'd recommend checking that out. Maybe whenever he's playing again, Flowberry. He hasn't really been doing any, recording as far as I know. It's been like a month since me and KG played any, games, and I don't think he's been online much. I know he's like vacationing at the moment, and before that he was doing like other stuff for his property and like his main channel and stuff. KG's a busy dude. He doesn't just have free time whenever, you know. Ramiro, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. All right. He dead. I've already done a stream with KG, Aiden. The release of the last weapon pack, me and him streamed for a little bit. What rifle was that? That was the 22-250. The one that we were trying to shoot that pheasant with, that we were hitting the bush a lot. He tried to get back up and just died. He just toppled over. You know, I wonder if I move this tent to like right here, if we'd have even better views of these pheasants. That could work out pretty good. How to kill birds when they're flying? With birds shot from shotguns. That's the best way to go about it. Like, we're using the 12 gauge pump action shotty. And then if they're out of range, you pop them with a rifle. Unless you miss every shot. Yeah. We didn't even we didn't even like hit that thing good, so it's going to take forever to die. Let's go grab another tent. I'm going to try a different setup for this zone right here. No, it's not, Mason. That's part of the game. You counting kills? Yes, 262. Now he finally died. About time, man. I already told you go for it. I said I'm not going to play American Marksman again unless they add something crazy to the game. Like, if they add non-typicals, I'll play it again, but I'm not a big mobile gamer, right? And so if I'm going to play a mobile game, I'm going to go with the best one, and Way of the Hunter is the best mobile hunting game right now, so I don't envision myself playing American Marksman anymore unless they add non-typicals to the game. That's like probably the only thing that would bring me back to it. And repeatedly asking me after I've said I'm not going to isn't going to make me play it, you know? I gotta enjoy it for me to do it, and I don't really have any want to play it. All right, let's get back about 200 meters, probably. You play anything else besides Call of the Wild? Oh, yeah, I play a ton of games. More than I can think of off the top of my head. All right, so now what we're going to do is we'll pop out. We'll get to see what's over there. If it's a 3, we'll just fast travel to this tent and shoot it. If it's not a 3, we'll snipe it from here. That's going to be the new strategy. Favorite besides Call of the Wild? Probably Escape from Tarkov. Although BeamNG Drive is pretty high up there. It's kind of like my chill out, relax type of game. If you had to pick an incredibly unique animal, not any of your faves, just a unique one never talked about, to be added, what would it be? I mean, the thing is, like, one of the ones I talk about is one of the most unique ones that they could possibly add. Like, the Pierre David's deer is probably still my most wanted in terms of unique animals, because, like, they have antlers unlike any other deer I've ever seen. And they're, like, their bodies and faces and stuff are shaped weird. Like, they look very strange. They're just very strange looking animals, but they're so cool. Another one that's pretty unique that I would really like to see would be the Watusi cattle. Watusi cattle look ridiculous. Like, the horns on those things are gigantic. Look up Watusi cattle. It is a sight to behold. It would probably be the animal with the biggest horns in Call of the Wild if they were to add it. Like, it's impressive. No clue, Billy. No clue. Are Black Bear getting reset? I don't think so. I don't see why they would. You're from the group, right? I think it is. But I kind of don't want to shoot until I know for sure it's part of the flock. Okay, that's the other one. So that first one we saw is probably from our little group here. Yeah, the Watusi cattle are crazy. They are crazy. No males there. Yeah, the great one, they're huge. They are absolutely huge. It's why I really want them. They'd really only fit on like a Texas map, like a Texas game ranch, though. Oh, level 3. Let's go, level 3. Dude, this will be our second diamond in 2 runs. That's what we love to see. That is what we love to see, man. Boom, 2173 max weight. Ooh. Oh, that's beautiful. Max weight diamond pheasant. Beautiful. Beautiful. Wasn't max score, but it was max weight. Ate my lead. No, I don't have all the diamonds in the game. I've got a lot of them, but not all. If Call of the Wild adds a Great One elk, what would make it different from a moose Great One? Well, the antlers would be completely different. Oh, did I forget to move that? I did. I forgot to remove that one. Nice, Viperion. Love to see it, dude. Nice, nice, nice. 0 to 1. What group is that thing even from? Is that the solo? I think that's the solo. I don't recognize that dude, though. If he's from the flock, then that's one we need to shoot, but I want to be safe. Want to make sure I'm not going to be shooting one of my managed down ones. Great ones, Jimmy Jam. Great ones were the whole reason I got into grinding, because I wanted to have better chances at getting a great one. I mean, I was grinding before then to get diamonds, but not nearly to the extent that I am now. Great ones were really what pushed me into the heavy grinding. Chip! What's up, Chip? Did you hear I got my Ark Survival Ascended working again? I just had to go back 4 driver versions for the NVIDIA drivers to get it to work again. Not ideal, but I can at least play Ark now. But thank you for the 19 months, Sir Chip. And Ridge, thank you for the 1 month as well. Same to you, Bladewire. Yeah, at least it's working. So it's got to be something that they did in the like recent NVIDIA drivers that's causing like Ark to fail to communicate with one of the DirectX like files. Because yeah, for older drivers, it's working fine for Survival Ascended. It's so weird. Like, who would have thought that it's just like literally the last 3 NVIDIA drivers that were causing the issue? Because I tried all 3 of the last ones. And I crashed on all of those. Oh, another 3. Smoked him. Dude, the grind is popping off. That guy's big too. You know, we'll grab this guy in a second. I got to go pop that one because he's pretty nice. And he's about to run. That was quick. That's what I'm saying. Another beauty popping out. What the heck was that? What did you just do, little man? What did you just do? 1830. He's not huge, but he's not bad either. How many kills into the grind? 267. Great one pheasant. It could be soon. You never know. We are popping a lot of nice pheasants. It's going to be different for everybody, Aiden. There is no set number of kills you need to get a great one. That's beautiful, though. Beautiful. So the first shot, we did nick it a little bit. The second shot destroyed the poor thing. Absolutely demolished it. Ain't nothing left. How many kills am I in the whitetail grind? I think we left off at like around 600, just a little bit below it probably. That never gets old. You poor, poor pheasant. Never gets old. Love doing that. All right, so the zone... Is the zone here? I see tracks. I think it is, but I don't see the, like, actual zone. So we're going to reset time again. Oh, yeah, the great one. I actually did clip it for a short as well, so you're dead on. Come on. Oh, there's the zone. Okay, it did pop up this time, so let's just fast travel again. And that will make them show up in their zone. Is. Hey, buddy. Really? You filthy little pheasant. You stop flying. 269 kills on the grind. How's Way of the Hunter mobile? Best mobile hunting game ever. It doesn't have nearly as much content as the PC and console version of Way of the Hunter, but it's got way more than any other mobile hunting game does. So it's very good. Are there any signs that a great one may show up? So there's no, like, official signs, but there's, like, patterns that the community has noticed. Like, for me in particular, the big thing I've noticed, and it doesn't seem to be the same for every species, but with my black bear, I have them pretty heavily herd managed, right? So I get a diamond black bear approximately every 20 to 30 kills. And I rarely get any level 4s or level 3s or anything small like that. And so if I start seeing a bunch of low levels show up and the bears like just aren't spawning diamonds at all, almost always I get a great one like within a couple hundred kills. Now, it doesn't happen every single time, but it happens a lot of the time. So like that's one thing that I would consider to be a pretty surefire sign with herd managed black bears, but I can't promise that it's going to be the same for everybody. That's just what I've noticed with my grinds. And a couple of my friends have noticed the exact same thing with their bear grinds too. But they're not like official signs that you got a great one about to show up. It's just, you know, little things we've noticed. That is like the biggest one. When you start seeing a bunch of really small animals spawning, it's like, that's probably the most consistent sign, but even then it's not going to be every single time that that happens, right? Like there's still some times where it's a false alarm. Yeah, Johnny, for sure, for sure. I could see that definitely being one of them. There used to be a theory that if you saw a bunch of wonky whitetail show up, that meant a whitetail great one was going to spawn soon, but that was pretty quickly debunked. Oh yeah, this is the way. This is the way for this zone. Oh my gosh, that's so much better. That is way better, man. That was so much more reliable than fast traveling here because look how far away they were. If I went to this tent, they would have been clear over here, right? Yeah, they're kind of like over here. Right here. That's a long shot. I would not have been able to shotgun them very easily. But the thing is, sometimes they spawn here. Other times, the group is sitting over there, so that's why I've got the tent there. This is much better, though. I kind of like this setup a lot. We can much more reliably take them down. All right. All right, so we were right. That guy is part of the group. He's definitely part of the group. Because he was right with them. Boom. Maybe at some point, Zach. We don't really know at this point when that'll be. Any great ones this stream? None so far, Judd. Also, how you doing? How you been? Nothing there. Come on, little pheasants. Fly my way. Smoked. I mean, not the worst direction they could have flown. Jackson, thank you for the 34 months as a member. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a grand old time. How the pheasants been treating me? They've been kind of hit or miss. We've had some really nice diamonds show up, but I haven't had the greatest time getting my setup back exactly where I had all the tents. Since we were set up for foxes and I had to reset up for pheasants this stream. So aside from some weirdness going on trying to reset up, it's been pretty solid. Lots of diamonds. 3 diamonds so far. In just around 30-ish kills. Which is pretty good. That's pretty solid. Oh, never mind. Don't need your help after all, Hunter. He's right there. I've got a full guide on the channel, Zach. I recommend checking that out. I'm going to give you better tips because you'll see a visual image of it. Gosh, I got to remove this tent. I keep accidentally fast traveling here because it's set up for foxes still. Remove that tent. Probably not, Chiefs. Could the new map be China? I mean, maybe? Is China snowy? Okay, that 0 to 1 is part of my main group here. Holy. Only 1 hit on him. Jeez. Thought for sure we'd get more than 1. In some places, China is snowy? Got you. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know too much about the types of weather they typically get at different times of year. I've never really looked into it. I doubt it's China, though. Because you don't really think of snow when you think of China. And if they're going to make a map that's always snowy, it's going to be a place that is snowy most of the year, I would imagine. Yeah, we barely hit this thing. Oh, no. I think we're going to have Hunter follow it. This one's like the blood trail's going all over the place. There we go. Does anybody else get like some like lower FPS when you go through this part of the map? For some reason, I always drop frames when I go through this area. Like I get much lower FPS than the rest of the map. This like super grassy, brushy area always gets me. You have an ultra rare? Nope, I don't. There's less than 10 people that have got one legitimately. And I am not one of those less than 10. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this stream here. Hope you guys had a fun time. Let me see who is currently live on YouTube. We might raid somebody. Who is live currently? Old Man Rum is live. Okay. Let's go raid Old Man Rum. Looks like Rum is playing some Among Us. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream. I'm going to be sending you guys over to Old Man Rum. Hope to see you in the next live stream. There will be a new video tomorrow. Should be the continuation of today's, unless EW drops like some new information, then I'll make a video on that instead. But I'll see you guys later. Peace, peace.